to work styles, I've certainly found that with Gen Y, as many of you may have noticed, it's all about fast and it's all about now. So Gen Y likes to work very quickly, likes to keep meetings on task, productive, have clear outcomes. And I think a lot of that comes from the rapid nature of information today, things like Twitter and Facebook. It's all short and it's fast. And I think another work style that may be unique to Gen Y is having a lot of variety in their job. So I think, at least I speak for myself, I grew up with doing all kinds of activities every day. So we'd go to school and then acrobatics and ballet and gymnastics and everything you can possibly imagine. And that happened all through high school. And a lot of that, there's pressure now to do all these extracurriculars in order to get into the great universities. So I think how that manifests in the workplace is people really want variety. So if they're not getting it at their job, they'll sort of start these side projects and vocations. They've always got to have 5 or 6 different things going on. And then along with having and doing all those activities and clubs growing up, I think Gen Y really likes to work collaboratively. I think they would rather be, at least myself, working on a team and working together than isolated kind of on an island. So very social, very collaborative, and I think just in general probably have a little less patience for jobs they don't like. So I think that's maybe a downside, that it's not so bad anymore to live with your parents for a couple years after school. So I think Gen Y tends to see that as an opportunity to be more selective about the jobs that they take. Given this economy, I don't know if that's still true today, but certainly living at home for longer has made them maybe a little more picky, and to that end, they could be a little more difficult to deal with, I would say, in the workplace.
Yeah. Well, in terms, you mentioned something, Jenny, about things being fast and being now. Now, do you see a trade-off between, does this make Gen Y a very short-term oriented generation? Do you see a trade-off between short-term and long-term? Like, what do you think? Are you always thinking very short-term, and what is short-term and long-term for you?
That's a great question. I do think there's an effect. I know for me, I prefer projects where they're shorter, where we brainstorm, we figure out what we're going to do, we get started, and we finish. Just go, go, go. And not everybody's like that, but I think the days of working on a 6-month-long project can be harder for Gen Y, who's used to, like I said, that diversity in what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So I do think that the speed of information does create some tension there around projects that last longer. And I think there's more of a challenge to stay engaged. And when I was managing, would set, let's say we have the project end date, 6 or 7 very clear deliverables with very clear deadlines, and have a check-in. So I think part of it, Gen Y, in my experience, wants to know they're doing a good job too. And having those deliverables breaks the project up, and it also helps serve as a check-in. So I think they tend to be younger and less experienced, so it is good. It serves another function to then have those milestones every step of the way to make sure everyone's on the same page.